I'm taking 1 minute to talk about how I know Seith. So, Seith, when I was like a little kid, just wandering the streets, like, being unattended, we would see the New York show posters on Queen Street. And I was talking before we jumped on the call about how I would like rip them down and bring them to my friends in Jamestown and be like, oh, we got to go to this show. Like, it's a hip hop show. Yeah. So, I knew of Seith, I guess, from that, but I didn't really like, I was young, so I didn't understand that you were like creating a movement or what New York was or like why it was hosted. I just like knew that dope hip hop music would play and you would go there and you could watch people break dance. So that was cool because you were holding safe space when I was a youth before I even like understood really what that was. Like you were before your time with that, like hosting those like gatherings around music and space and everybody welcome and pay what you can, like kind of like the pioneer for some of those thoughts, right? And then fast forward later, went to college, went to university, started being like a community organizer and had a youth organization that I am like a co-founder with, Youth Odana. And Seith Wood started coming out to the safe spaces that we tried to create. And he would bring all his sound equipment, like you were saying, Jessa. He'd show up with all his equipment because we don't have any of that. And, big speakers and, with the records and, the system to spin and scratch and entertain us all and be that sound. From when, now I've gotten some funding and stuff, but then we had no money. We would just like ask an organization, can we have your space? Ask Seith, can you bring the sound? And like somebody would make a poster, right? And we did that for years. And now, things have really developed and we're able to have like larger, more organized events. But Seith was coming out from when it was just like nothing and just a bunch of kids who wanted, do something for younger youth. So I appreciate you, Seith, because there's like a whole 360 of that when you were, creating the space for me when I was a youth. And then now we're peers and we're creating space for other people too. So it's amazing. At that, I will pass the mic, because now we're into the question portion.
We are into the question portion. Well, thank you very much for those kind words, Cece. Like when you put it in those words, I think back about it, and I didn't even have a concept of what like safe space was. I was just thinking like, I want to make this like a place where people can come and be their true selves, like do whatever crafted it is or art that it is that they want to do in the way that they want to do it, and not feel afraid to kind of fall on your face because everybody else is doing the same thing and we're just trying to figure it out. We're not creating this whole, oh, you got to entertain an audience. No, we're all kind of coming together as a family. I didn't even know that was a safe space at the time, though. I was just kind of like, let's do it this way, because like there's a lot of people that don't really have that ability to kind of like get onto a stage, and just like there's this assumption that when you start creating you can just get on a stage and like do it and know what you're doing, but like no, you gotta have practice with that, and like a lot of people in that in like the hip hop world, they don't get that practice. They don't necessarily have, some people don't have access to a garage or to a sound system or to any of that kind of stuff. So make it available, give them the chance to get on it and do it. And okay, I figured this out, so the next month I can do it a little bit differently, or maybe change this and keep this the same, whatever, those cogs turning. Anyway, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it.